what's up and welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to be giving a review for the movie Child's Play. Now this is a remake of the 1988 film of the same name, and of course it is based on the killer doll Chucky, Now I remember seeing the original one like in the theaters when I was a kid, and as you can see I have it right here, the original one. Now I didn't get to see all the Child's Play films. I only saw I think Child's Play 2, Child's Play 3 and Bride of Chucky, so I didn't get to see like the ones that went like even like the Cedar Chuck, I didn't get to see that, and I didn't get to see like the ones that went straight to video, But yeah, I have returned for this particular update of the franchise, and I must admit I surprisingly enjoyed it, I didn't think that I would like it as much as I did. It was surprisingly pretty good, Now one of the things I want to touch on first too about it, the idea that Chucky is no longer possessed by like a spirit or like a serial killer, and they have made him into like I guess it's like a AI doll, like a robot, I think that was kind of a cool and interesting like new idea that they did come up with, So this is basically like a doll that kind of malfunctions, and that's why he goes on like a killing spree. So it could be kind of hilarious, but when you think about it, the idea of that happening, but the film does still keep like a serious tone about this actually happening, and it kind of has like kind of like a subtle hints like Terminator to a certain extent, like Skynet, you like this artificial intelligence, that just goes like haywire, But it is like a reason for why that did happen, but I'm not gonna really go into all that because it kind of spoiled the film itself, Now one of the things cool about it, you have like some of the same characters like that were in the original films, like the characters like Andy, but this time he's played by Gabriel Bateman, and I know he was in Lights Out, and he does do a pretty good job in the role of like Andy. I thought he did a pretty good role. Now one of the things I thought was kind of odd about the film, they do kind of touch on it in the film too as well. He is like a teenager, he looks like older than that, but the idea that his mother would get him his doll, this doll, and it's like he would be too old for a doll like that, the doll is something like it should have aimed at like a younger kid. So that's one of the things I thought was kind of odd about the film. They do kind of touch on it in the film too as well. Now this is also directed by Lars Kasberg, I think that's how you pronounce it. So I know this is all from like the producers of like the recent It film too as well. So that's probably why I turned to be pretty good. And then you also have Mark Hamill in the voice of Chucky, And of course he's no Brad Dourif, but he does kind of hold his own. Now to me it still sounds like the Joker to him, like how he does the Joker on Batman the animated series. It still sounds very similar to that, You could definitely tell that it's Mark Hamill if you're a fan of that particular Joker, But yeah, I thought he was pretty good in the role of Chucky too. But the idea of the way that they actually did Chucky in this film is very similar to like the original film, but like I said, it's actually a robot doll, like an AI, artificial intelligence doll, The film opens with like the mother of Anna, who was played by I forget what her name is. Yeah, Aubrey Plaza. She plays like Karen Barkley, and she's actually like a widow, like single mother. She looks very young too, because she actually mentions that she had Andy at the age of I think 16. So that's why she looks so young. She almost like she could be his girlfriend, like her own son, like girlfriend, because she looks so young. But apparently they have just moved to like, this new city, In the place that she works for, they have like shipments come in, and when people don't want the shipments, they actually return them. So somebody brings in like this buddy doll, like in this film, Chucky is no longer a good guy doll, he's known as a buddy doll. So somebody returns that buddy doll because it was something like wrong and it was actually messing up. So she decides to actually keep the buddy doll, and she takes it home and gives it to her son Andy. And of course, after Andy grew up, he always was wanting one of these dolls. So it's very similar to like the original film where the character Andy did want like a good guy doll, whereas in this film, Andy in this film wants this buddy doll, he did want one, and he actually gets it to work and carry it around with him, it's like very intelligent, and it is cool seeing this doll do all these different things, It has eyes that can light up and have all these different expressions and stuff. It's very advanced, and I think that is like awesome, the way Chucky did look, in this film. But eventually, of course, like Chucky starts going on like haywire and so on, and he goes on like a murderous spree, he kills stuff and everything. Like he'll kill the animal and he kills like other people, and he has reasons for doing this too as well, And they kind of give like an idea of why he was actually malfunctioning at the very beginning of the film, so don't miss the beginning, that's a spoiler alert. But yeah, at the end, this does turn to be a pretty good film. And I thought Chucky in this film was awesome too as well, being he's like AI, the things that he was doing, he's actually able to actually control any other thing that's actually like connected to his brain, like the company that he's from, I think is known as Castle, if I'm not mistaken. He's actually able to control anything that's kind of within that. So they have like their own like drones or their own like figures and stuff like that. He actually can control all of them, with his intelligence. He actually can program them. Like a computer can have them like cause chaos too. So I thought that was kind of cool, Now you also have like other characters in the film too as well. Like you have the character of Brian Tyree Henry. He plays Detective Mike Norris. and he's like a person who's investigating like these murders, and he's kind of actually close with Andy too as well. You also have Tim Madison as Henry Castle, and he's actually the founder and CEO of the Castle Corp, which produces like the Buddy Dolls, but Chucky Khan some. But yeah, I'm not gonna get into everybody though, but that's like, I guess you could say, the main bulk of the cast. You know, this film was surprisingly good. I didn't really expect it to be this entertaining. I was really surprised. You know, I think I would like it this much. And this is probably one of the best remakes that I have seen as far as like the horror slasher films go. This is probably one of the best ones I think I've ever seen. You know, and there's like references to like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like Leatherface. You know, even like a RoboCop reference in the film, and I can kind of see that being this was from like the Orion Pictures. You know, and they did RoboCop too. You know. But yeah, at the end of Child's Play, I would definitely recommend it for like fans of the Child's Play film series, you know. So on, I would definitely recommend it for that crew. So I'm gonna give this a B minus, and I kind of want to give it a B. I actually did enjoy it that much, you know. But I'm going to just give it a B minus because I felt kind of like towards the end of the film, like the third act, it was just like they were just like rushing it too fast. The pace for it was just too fast. So I felt like they were just rushing and everything, you know. But I'm still giving this a B minus, you know. Please leave a comment and subscribe too as well.